अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नारायण परावेदा देवानारायणाङ्गजाः नारायण परालोका नारायण परामखाः नारायण परो योगो नारायण परं तपः नारायण परं ज्ञानं नारायण परागतिः। तस्मातेकेन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्यकीर्तितव्यश्च ध्येयपूज्यश्च नित्यदा। जयति जगति मायां यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेहं केवलं चाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतास्मि। Sarvebhyah namaskaraha. We are saying the Narada Bhakti Sutras and I have completed till 21, Sutra 21. And we saw that in the last video, the bhakti of the gopikas is the perfect example given by Sage Narada. The gopikas bhakti is the true parama prema. And he didn't give any example other than this. Narada Rishi didn't give any example other than this. So the bhakti of the Vraja gopikas are extolled by all the bhaktas. It is so pure and divine. But many people they misunderstand it without understanding what it is. Mainly the Rasa Leela. To understand the Rasa Leela, one needs great knowledge. If we do not have knowledge, then we can leave it instead of telling all that apavada on that Rasa Leela. It's so great because why we misunderstand is we know only of the love of that mundane beings. Our own life, which we have seen in our life, among our friends, relatives, or even in films. But that cannot be compared with the Rasa Leela or the bhakti of gopikas with Bhagavan Krishna. That's what I said. If we do not understand, no problem. Because we have to elevate our mind a lot, then no problem. All cannot get that knowledge. But to misunderstand it and tell wrong things about it definitely incurs sin. And here in these next two sutras also, Narada Rishi extols the bhakti of the gopikas. He says that in Sutra 22, Tatrabi na mahatmya jnana vismritya pavada. That is, the mahatmya jnana vismriti apavada. There is no blame in forgetting or not recognizing. That is, there is no blame or of not forgetting or not recognizing the glory of the greatness of Bhagavan. When the Vraja Gopikas, when they sing about Bhagavan or when they leave everything in their home and go after Bhagavan, they know about the Mahatmyam, they know about his values, his greatness, everything they know. So they did not remember Vismriti, that is, they are not aware or like they did not recognize or they forgot. All these are not true. They very well know about the Mahatmya Jnana. Mahatmyam, that is the glory of Bhagavan. They had that Jnana. And knowing that only, they connected with Bhagavan. Bhagavan Krishna or any other divine being, when the way we connect with them, Bhagavan will respond to us back. If we connect with him as our child or as our father or as our lover, just like how the gopikas connected with him, then he will respond to us in the same way. Here again, what we know about the relationship in the life cannot be compared with it. It is so pure. Whatever form of relationship, it is so pure. We cannot compare even the mother and child relationship. When we connect with Bhagavan as we are, when we think Bhagavan as our mother or as our father, then it is more pure, which we may not have experienced in our mundane life. So that always we must keep in mind. So in whatever bhava we react to Bhagavan, we connect with Bhagavan, he will react to us in that same way. He will elevate us to his level. That is the main thing. Why all these bhavas are important? Because in early life, we know only about the relationship, different relationship. So it is one technique to connect with Bhagavan so that he can lift us from that level and make us realize his true nature, which is beyond all these forms. In that way, he can elevate us. So we will explain to anyone in the way we know. So we connect to Bhagavan in the way we know. When we connect to Bhagavan in that way, he will make our relationship more and more pure. That's what happened to Brajagopikas also. They were well aware of his greatness. So they connected with the Bhagavan in the form of a child or as a lover. And he purified that relationship, made the Gopikas realize that he is not only this form, he is beyond that. The Gopikas realized it, and that's what they sang. Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akila Dehina Mantaratmadruk. They were able to realize it. They connected with Bhagavan as the son of Nandakumara or his village boy. But when they connected, he made that relationship pure. He elevated all the gopikas to his level and made them realize that he is not only Nandakumar's son, more than that, he is the Antaratma Drik. He is the Drik of, that is the indwelling self in all beings, not only the gopikas, in all the beings. So that's why the gopikas bhakti is extolled in such a way. It is an epitome of pure divinity, and it is it cannot be that bhakti is anirvachaniya. When we connect with Bhagavan by true love, then that bhakti will grow in such a way that there will be no bhakta or Bhagavan after that. Only bhakti will be there. So, in that way, it makes us grow. Bhakti will make us grow and it will give Atma Jnana. This is one way. There are many other ways to reach Bhagavan, and bhakti is one way. When because it is very easy, we have seen all that before. It is so easy, it is so universal, and we all have emotions. We can connect with Bhagavan with that emotion, and so bhakti. Many people follow bhakti. If you go to jnana or any other yoga, karma yoga, it is very difficult to practice it. But bhakti is very easy, so many people follow that. When we connect with Bhagavan, he will rise us to his frequency and automatically jnana will come into our mind. This is known as the Anukampa. When we connect with Bhagavan, in whatever relationship it may be, as our son or as our mother or father or Sahi, that is friend, initially that relationship will be there. But after that, only jnana will be there, nothing else. So Narada says there is no apavada. Apavada means a blame or a wrong. Or in Mahat, that is, they did not, there is no apavada means there is no wrong or there is no blame. That is, they have forgotten the Mahatmya Jnanam, Smriti. They have not forgotten the Mahatmya Jnanam. They were well aware of the glories of Bhagavan. They were well aware of his values. They were well aware of his greatness. And then they connected with Bhagavan. Maybe they were not aware in the beginning that this Bhagavan is the antaratma of all the beings, but later they were able to find it out or realize it. That's the greatness of bhakti. So the meaning of this sutra is tatra there, na asti, does not exist, mahatmya jnana vismriti apavada. That is, the apavada means that complaint, that the mahatmya jnana is forgotten. So there is no complaint or no blame in it. And the next sutra, that is Sutra 23, is Tat Vihinam Jaranamiva. Tat Vihinam. If you, that is bereft of that, it is like Jaranamiva, ordinary love. What is Vihinam? That Tat Vihinam. What is Vihinam? What is bereft of? If in the absence of Mahatmya Jnana, if the Mahatmya Jnana is not there, if the glory of Bhagavan is not understood, if the greatness of Bhagavan is not understood, in forgetting that, if we connect with Bhagavan, then it is Jaranamiva. It is just like the ordinary love of the human beings, the mundane love. Ordinary love we have in this materialistic world is said as karma. Rarely it goes to the level of prema. There is a lot of difference between karma and prema. Karma is dependent on others. That is also love, but it is dependent on others, dependent on the indriya sukha, and dependent, there is some expectation in it. It is temporary. It cannot always lead us to the higher level. It won't give us jnana or anything. It is very common. But what is rare is a prema. Prema has no expectation. The gopikas loved Bhagavan for the sake of loving him. They did not expect anything from him back. So there is no expectation. It is higher than the indriya sukha, more precious than that. That is permanent. It definitely leads to jnana. So that is the difference between prema, love, and karma. Karma is low grade and it usually exists among the human beings or the worldly life. But prema is superior than that. What the gopikas had for Bhagavan is a prema. So that's why it gave them Atma Jnana in the end. They realized that Bhagavan is not the Gopa's son. He is the Antaratma. That much jnana they attained by loving Bhagavan. These gopikas, at the final stage, they were not aware of their body or mind. That's why when anyone on the society ridiculed them or said some bad things about them, they were not aware of it. They were not aware of it because they were not aware of their body itself, body or mind. They only merged with Bhagavan. They became infinite. So that's the greatness of the bhakti of the gopikas. That's why it is so much extolled by everyone. That bhakti, it gave them, that bhakti made them understand their real nature. Their nature as infinite, their nature as Atma, just like Bhagavan Krishna. That's the greatness of the bhakti of the gopikas. So, what we know as only that ordinary love, which has so much of expectation, then Indriya Sukha, it is so gross and it leads to worry and distress. And it is most physical and it is so gross. But Prema it gives us an elevated state and it is greater than the state of the rishis because through emotions they were able to attain that level of the rishis. And sometimes some acharyas say that the bhakti of the gopikas is more pure than the jnana of the rishis. So their mind is purified by this prema, but the karma is different, and that's why we do not understand that love of the gopikas with Bhagavan Krishna. And some people we mistake it and we ridicule it, and that's why I said if we do not understand, no problem, our mind have to grow a lot and then we will understand it. But before that, if we said something bad about the pure love of the gopikas and the Krishna, then it is purely ignorance. So, Vihinam, bereft of the Mahatmya Jnanam, the love of the Gopikas is Jaranam Iva, just like the illicit love. That's why it is not wrong, because they were not, that love of the Gopikas to Bhagavan Krishna is not physical, and that's why it is not considered as an illicit love. Or otherwise, in that time, these Gopikas are family women. They were mothers, they were wife, the daughter in law. If they can come and connect with Bhagavan, then can be considered as an illicit love. But because that Mahatmya Jnana of Bhagavan is also taken into account, they were not forgotten. It cannot be said as an illicit love, but the pure divine love, that is the prema para bhakti. So that's the difference because that that prema or that pure bhakti made them infinite, made them realize that they are infinite, and they were able to cross over the limiting nature of the body and mind. When they saw Bhagavan, they may feel the difference, that is, he is different. But when he disappeared from them, these gopikas were able to realize that they are infinite and they are not different from Bhagavan. That's why often he disappeared from them. He will be playing among them, and suddenly he will disappear. These gopikas will search for him, and they just close their eyes. That's what I said. This is Vipralamba Sringara. When he was with them, it is Sambhoga Sringara. When he disappeared from them, Vipralamba Sringara. In that worry or that way, they connected with their Atma and they realized that they are infinite. So that's what the love of the Vraja Gopikas, the love for Bhagavan Krishna of the Vraja Gopikas, and that's why they were able to realize that Bhagavan is Sachidananda. Not only Bhagavan is Sachidananda, they were also Sachidananda Shuddha Akhanda Bodham. They had that. So their love for Bhagavan made them realize their true nature. And actually, it is a sin to mistake the love of the Gopikas with Bhagavan Krishna in an ordinary way, in which way we know as love, but it is prema, more divine than that. This very clearly Rishi Narada tell in this sutra. He says that Tat Vihinam Jaranam Iva, and that Tat has lot of meaning. Mahatmya Jnana Vihinam Jaranam Iva. If that Mahatmya Jnana, the glory of Bhagavan, is forgotten, then it is just like the ordinary love of the human beings, but it is not forgotten. The Gopikas were well aware of it, and in remembering that only, they connected with Bhagavan. So there is the two very beautiful sutras. I will continue with the rest of the sutras in my next upload. Om Namo Narayanaya.